Hi guys, welcome to the podcast. Today, let's talk about why people still join cults. I'm Ariel, and joining me here are my group mates Josh, Alex, and Claire. So to me, it's not really about people being weak or easily fooled. It's deeper than that. I think many join cults because they're looking for something they feel they can't find anywhere else. Maybe it's belonging, maybe it's direction, or maybe it's someone who finally listens to them. And in my opinion, cults take advantage of moments when people feel lost, alone, or unsure of themselves. They offer a sense of family, purpose, and identity. And sometimes that's enough to pull someone in before they even realize what's happening. And honestly, in a world where many feel disconnected, I understand why the promise of certainty can be so tempting. So today we're going to dive into this topic with open eyes and open minds. Let's talk about how these groups draw people in and why it still happens today.
Honestly, I think people join cults because they're craving connection. When someone feels unseen or overwhelmed, or like life is spinning out of control, a group that promises answers and acceptance becomes incredibly tempting. And it never looks dangerous at the start. It usually feels warm, supportive, or even inspiring. Like you finally found people who get you. That's why it's so effective. Cults don't hook you by scaring you, they hook you by making you feel safe. But the scary part is how subtle it can be. You don't notice the control until you're already deep in it. It really makes you wonder, how would we even know if we're slowly being pulled into something like that? Or what if someone listening right now is already a part of a cult and they just haven't realized it?
Based on my own perspective, people still join cults because they offer belonging, purpose and answers during vulnerable moments. And not just na. And many join during life transitions like heartbreak, loss, or identity crisis. Like when they are searching for meaning bitaw, and then cults don't look like cults at first, Jod. They start as friendly groups nga na, and then work ilabang ang members and make them feel special. So, daghan jud kay mga charismatic leaders. They use persuasion, emotional manipulation, and group pressure to slowly change beliefs bitaw and behavior. And also in the book sad that I have read, it also explains there that cults offer simple solutions to life's problems, which is comforting siya, in this confusing world. Intelligence doesn't protect people, Jud, in my own perspective lang, because emotional needs too. So basically, people join because cults feel psychological gaps siguro, and then use control, guilt and fear to keep members from leaving.
Lastly, cults thrive because they exploit social isolation, cutting members off from family, friends, and outside perspectives. When someone's entire worldview comes only from the group, they lose access to alternative explanations or critical feedback. In social psychology, this is linked to groupthink and informational social influence, where members rely on the group for guidance because no other social sources remain. And over time, the group becomes the person's only reality, making it almost impossible to question the leader or the belief system. In the end, understanding why people join cults reminds us that human behavior is shaped not just by individual choices, but by deep psychological needs and powerful social forces. These influences show how easily people can be drawn toward groups that promise belonging, purpose, and identity, especially during vulnerable moments. Recognizing these dynamics helps us better protect ourselves and others from manipulative environments. Moving forward, it is equally important to explore how psychology shapes healthy and meaningful relationships. This leads to the question: how do the psychological mechanisms of mature love and commitment contribute to stability and long-term success in different types of relationships? Understanding this helps us see not only how relationships form, but why some bonds grow stronger over time while others fade.
Today, I want to talk about how mature love and commitment are key to keeping any relationship steady and strong. Mature love is not just about feelings or excitement. It's about trust, respect, and genuinely caring for someone on a deeper level. Commitment means making the choice to stay loyal and supportive, even when things get challenging or complicated. This kind of love and dedication doesn't just apply to couples. It's also important in co-parenting situations and business partnerships. When people trust each other, communicate clearly, and have shared goals, the relationship become more stable and last longer. So whether it's personal or professional, mature love and commitment build a foundation that helps relationship grow, faces challenges together, and last over time.
We all know why co-parenting exists, right? And that all parents in the setup didn't end on good terms. Although the romantic relationship is already over, mature love can still appear in the form of acceptance, acknowledging that the past happened, clear and healthy boundaries, ensuring that every interactions remain respectful and comfortable for both sides. Forgiveness, it is all about letting go of any resentments, and lastly, perspective taking. It helps them to understand each other, which reduces miscommunication. And commitment here is focused on the shared responsibility of raising the child well consistently. Therefore, these mechanisms are significant for the child's development and the parents' relationship itself while co-parenting. Business is like a chessboard. One move sets off a ladder of consequences that you must be ready to climb. But in this industry, it takes two to tango. Good business partners rely on each other's backs, and just like that, they rely on each other's psychological skills. Emotional regulation helps them handle pressure and disagreements without damaging the partnership. Open communication allows them to express thoughts and concerns with the goal of finding solutions, not assigning blame. Meanwhile, commitment shows up as willingness to invest time, resources, and effort to dedicate themselves to shared vision and values. So these are the not-so-secret spices behind fruitful businesses and successful co-parenting dynamics.
So think of two friends, Eliza and Tom, who started as classmates but eventually named silang business partners and later co-parents after an unexpected life twist. Nag-work in a relationship not because everything is perfect but because they practice mature love and commitment. For example, when Tom gets stressed and snaps during a meeting, Liza doesn't take it personally. She knows he's overwhelmed, and that's mature love, understanding instead of fighting. And when Liza struggles balancing work and their child's schedule, Tom steps in without complaining. And that's commitment, showing up when it matters. So even if disagree sila on business decisions or parenting styles, they don't walk away. They communicate or talk it out because they both care about the same goals. So their story shows that stability doesn't come from being similar or always happy. It comes from choosing patience, respect, and responsibility. That's what makes any long-term relationship, whether co-parenting or business pa siya, strong and lasting. Both topics show how important it is to understand our need for connection so we can avoid unhealthy influences and build stable and supportive relationships. So this concludes today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. We invite you to join us next time as we continue to explore new insights.